What's up? We're here at Main Street Cycles, and today we're going to be installing the new Vivid Air. I've been waiting probably like 2-3 months on back order for the shock, and it finally came in last week. So we're going to be installing that, doing some test riding, seeing how it compares to the Rock Shox Super Deluxe that I already have on my giant rain here. So we're going to be comparing the Vivid, the Super Deluxe Ultimate, which has been my favorite shock, and then even comparing it to the FOTS Float X2, which I used to have that came stock on this bike. So yep, we're just going to be switching shocks, doing some riding, and see what I like the best. Features the new Vivid Ultimate has is it's got the rebound on the bottom, it has a low speed compression knob right there, it's got a lockout, high speed compression right there, only a few adjustments on that. And then the best part about the new one is the hydraulic bottom out bumper. One really sick thing about the Rain, it's pretty easy to remove the shock from this bike. You just get a crescent wrench on this side, just an Allen on the other side, and you don't have to take off the bash guard, chainring, crankset, like nothing to access it, which is pretty sick. Like the bolt will just pretty much slip out the other side, and this bolt comes out this side. I've had so many bikes, like the last gen Truck Slash I used to have, you have to remove the crankset when removing the bottom bolt there for the shock. Just the chain guy was in the way, and it was always just like a super big struggle swapping shocks on the fly. But yeah, this one makes it a lot easier. Just bolt's gonna come right out this side. Out with the old one, in with the new Vivid. And we got some parking lot testing going down. Hydraulic bottom out bumper is pretty sick. We got the Vivid Ultimate Air Shock on the bike now. It was actually a really easy setup. I just went to the Rock Shox app and pretty much put in my rider weight. It gave me the rebound and also the PSI that I needed to put in there. And honestly, I just set it up right to the app and it feels really good. And I'm going to run the hydraulic bumper out, bottom out bumper, low speed compression, and the high speed compression just kind of in the middle, just to test it out and see how it does. But yeah, I'm just going to run all that stuff in the middle for now and adjust it when I'm out there on the trail. But right now it feels really good as far as the rebound, and yeah, just messing around on it in the parking lot feels pretty dialed. Here at Avila Ridge with Aiden Melmel, riding the transets. But I'm on the Rain with that new Vivid. Going to test it out. So far I have it in lockout right now, and it's not a true lockout. It's definitely more, it feels more like a lockout like on a coil shock. Definitely stiffens it, but not at all a lockout like some of the other shocks out there. It's not bad though, like it's an enduro slash downhill shock, so it's not bad for that. But yeah, it's just firms it up a little bit. Not bad, not great as far as climbing goes, but it's gonna be definitely worth it on the downhill, I feel like, so that won't even matter. Right after climbing that steep climb, we made it to the top. I usually like testing stuff out here because it's super loose. It's got some rocky terrain, some super slick corners, so yeah, we'll see how it feels. Cannot see. The sun's so bright. All right, pretty good in that. Oh yeah. A little bit of a climb part here. No, it felt great. First impression. First thing I felt right off the bat is how well it corners. Felt like I had so much traction. Whew. Yeah, that felt really good. So that last section is really slippery, kind of high speed, slippery, hard to track. This one's high speed chunk, so let's see how it feels over this. Oh, thank you. That dropped really well. Yeah, handled that drop to flat really good. We're already to the last section of trail. It's pretty steep and chunky, a little bit slower, so we'll see how it does with like braking and stuff. See how it goes. Already done a few laps out of the ridge. Yeah, first impressions of the shock, felt really good through the trunk. It was handling it super well. The biggest thing that I felt right off the bat was definitely going to be in the corners. Like, just it had so much traction in the corners. Like, that's why I felt from the very first pretty much drop in the first couple corners. It just holds its line super well. Other than that, it feels very, very similar to just a normal coil shock to me. Yes, it's an air shock, but the way it feels out there literally feels just like a coil shock to me. That's at least what I feel right now in the settings that's in. Another thing too is the bottom out bumper. It feels pretty similar to a coil shock once again. But I like it being an air shock because it's going to be more adjustable. It is a little bit lighter. But yeah, overall first ride, it's honestly great. If there's anything I don't like about it, while I was on the trail kind of over some like medium-sized bumps, it almost felt like I didn't have enough PSI in there, but I checked sag again and yeah, it's right where it should be. Almost just felt a little soft, but I think that's just because I'm not used to it. It's probably how it feels from going from the old Zeb to the new Zeb with the buttercups. It's just that much softer. So yeah, it's a really sick shock, but that's the only complaint. But I think it's more something that I have to get used to. But yeah, this thing is sick, and yeah, stoked to ride this for sure next year. I don't think I'm gonna slap a coil or my old Super Deluxe back on there. As of right now, it's definitely my favorite shock. Just gonna do some more adjustments, and yeah, super sick. Grab one over at Main Street or wherever your local bike shop is. So